A truth that almost no one wants to face, and yet it is the foundation for personal freedom, fulfillment, and extraordinary success. Comparing yourself to anyone else is a trap so subtle, so seductive that most people don't even realize they are caught in it until years of their life have slipped by. Every time you look at someone else's success, their achievements, their lifestyle, or their recognition and measure yourself against it, you are giving away your power. You are surrendering your focus. You are diverting energy that should be used to build your own life and instead feeding a mental narrative that you are less than, behind, or inadequate. Social media, culture, and society constantly encourage this comparison, constantly bombard you with images, stories, and messages that convince you that someone else's life is better than yours, that their path is the one to emulate, that your worth is measured externally. But let me tell you this with absolute certainty. The moment you compare yourself to anyone else, you are living someone else's story. You are no longer focused on your own journey. You are no longer creating from your strengths. You are no longer aligned with your own potential. You are living in the shadows of another person's highlight reel. And that is the fastest way to sabotage your growth, your confidence, and your results. Now, most people think the comparison is harmless, that it motivates them, that it helps them set benchmarks, but that is an illusion. Comparison never motivates. It distracts. It keeps you focused on external validation rather than internal growth. It convinces you that someone else's timing, their resources, their circumstances, their support systems, or even their luck should be the measure of your own life. And that is a fatal mindset, because the truth is, no one walks the same path. No one has the same challenges, the same experiences, the same skills, the same timing. Your life is uniquely yours, and every strength, weakness, opportunity, and obstacle is specific to your journey. By measuring yourself against someone else, you are ignoring the very factors that make your journey valuable, meaningful, and potentially extraordinary. Comparison is a thief. It steals your clarity, your momentum, and your self-respect. It distracts you from the most important work you can do, developing your own abilities, pursuing your own goals, and creating your own version of success. Here's the reality. Your journey is not meant to mirror anyone else's. It is not meant to compete with anyone else's. It is designed to reflect your potential, your values, and your capacity to grow. The sooner you understand this, the sooner you reclaim your power. When you focus on your own journey, you begin to see opportunities that were invisible when you were busy looking at someone else. You begin to recognize your own progress, no matter how incremental. You begin to appreciate the unique talents, experiences, and insights that only you possess. And once you shift your focus inward, everything changes. You stop trying to fit into someone else's mold, and you start designing a life that is authentic, meaningful, and extraordinary on your own terms. The energy that once went into envy and distraction is now channeled into creation, learning, and action. And this is where real transformation occurs. Because the person who achieves greatness is not the one who copies, imitates, or competes. They are the one who commits fully to their own growth, who relentlessly improves, who sets their own standards, and who measures their progress against their own past performance. Measuring yourself against your past self is the single most powerful metric for success. Every decision, every action, every skill you develop, every challenge you overcome should be compared to who you were yesterday, not to someone else today. This is not just philosophy, it is strategy. When you focus on your own improvement, you eliminate the destructive influence of envy, comparison, and doubt. You start setting personal benchmarks that are meaningful, achievable, and aligned with your potential. You start celebrating your wins, learning from your setbacks, and building momentum that compounds over time. Every small improvement, every new skill, every step outside your comfort zone creates a foundation for exponential growth. When you operate from this perspective, comparison becomes irrelevant, because the only person you need to outperform is the person you were yesterday. This is where true fulfillment, confidence, and mastery come from. You stop seeking validation from others and start seeking excellence within yourself. You stop chasing someone else's dream and start creating your own. You stop measuring your worth externally and start recognizing it internally. Think about it this way. The people who appear unstoppable, unshakable, and extraordinary are not those who have the best circumstances, the most followers, or the most recognition. They are the ones who have mastered the art of self-focus. They have learned to stop comparing, to measure themselves only by their own progress, and to commit to relentless personal growth. They understand that energy is the currency of achievement, and they do not waste it on envy, judgment, or distraction. They invested in action, learning, experimentation, and contribution. And because their focus is internal rather than external, they create results that are authentic, sustainable, and aligned with their unique strengths and purpose. Every time you compare yourself, you dilute this power. Every time you focus outward instead of inward, you postpone your potential. Every time you allow someone else's journey to define your worth, you hand over control of your life. Now, I want you to imagine a different scenario. Imagine waking up each day without the burden of comparison. Imagine making every decision based on your own values, your own goals, your own potential. Imagine measuring success only by how much you've grown, how much you've learned, and how much impact you've created compared to who you were yesterday. Imagine channeling all your energy into creation, into mastery, into contribution. Imagine feeling genuinely proud of yourself, not because you outperformed someone else, but because you are exceeding your own expectations, honoring your own standards, and living in alignment with your purpose. This is what it means to stop comparing yourself to anyone. This is what it means to reclaim your power, focus, and energy. This is what it means to live a life of authenticity, excellence, and unstoppable momentum. Because the person who masters themselves, who focuses relentlessly on their own journey, who measures progress internally rather than externally, is the one who achieves extraordinary results, finds fulfillment, and experiences true freedom. And here's the critical principle to internalize: comparison is optional, but self-mastery is non-negotiable. You cannot control what others have, what others do, or how others appear. You can only control your own actions, your own thoughts, your own growth. The moment you stop comparing and start committing to your own journey, your life shifts dramatically. You start seeing opportunities where others see limitations. You start acting with confidence where others hesitate with doubt. You start building momentum where others stall in envy. Your energy multiplies, your focus intensifies, and your potential expands. Every moment you invest in your own growth compounds over time, creating results far greater than what comparison could ever produce. Measuring yourself against anyone else is a trap. Measuring yourself against who you were yesterday is liberation. Focusing on your journey, your growth, and your unique strengths is power. This is the mindset of unstoppable people. This is the path to extraordinary life. This is how you reclaim your energy, your freedom, and your destiny.